I will bite the shit out of you. Oh, shit. Actually, maybe I won't. Look at this guy. God damn, that eating animation, though. Ah! Damn! You gotta, holy shit, that's freaking, wow, that's scary as shit. Just turn up my volume a little bit so I can hear all of this shit. Look how big that damn Giga is! They sound incredible. Holy shit, dude. I gotta give major props to the guy that makes the sounds for the Isle. Like, this has to be said. That sounds incredible. But anyways, you guys, what's up? Today, we're on the dev branch, and we're gonna check out the Giga and all that fun stuff. I don't have the time to spend progressing to the Giga, and I figured you guys would like to see some gameplay on it. And before you guys leave the video, I got an interview with Dondi. There are big changes coming to the Isle in the way of buffs, nerfs, progression, herbivore progression, nesting. Guys, there is a ton of information in this entire, it's like 20 minutes long, I think. What the shit? How is he? I think I gotta delete my save thing. That must be like the alt turning thing. How is he? How's it? You son of a, you. But there is a ton of important information, guys. Like, it's information you're gonna want to know, and there's a lot of cool stuff. But I wanted to check out the Giga and all that stuff because the Giga is freaking awesome, guys. I'll be covering the Giga too, just so you know. Definitely will be covering the Giga, and no, there is no secret code in this video for you guys to find for the giveaway on the winter servers. Oh God, what the hell? Huh, the Giga's broken. The Giga's broken, what the hell? Look at this guy vibrating. I'm on such low health. This isn't okay. Damn, look at that skin. Like, the face reminds me of the Allosaurus. So, from what I understand, the Giga's gonna either have 2100 or 2300 health. I think all the apexes are getting buffed a little bit, to be honest with you guys. Look at this guy. Looking all great. You look fantabulous, good sir. Why can they spin on their, like, why can they do that? Why is that a thing? Why is this a thing? Hi, little guy. Look at this guy being all red. God, I wish I was bigger, though. If I was bigger, it'd be okay. Ah, damn it, Battle Eye, you freaking bag of dicks. Wait, hang on, this guy's familiar. This guy's name is familiar. Anyways, I think the Giga is going to do 300 impact damage and 30 bleed or some shit. It's going to be the apex bleeder, obviously, guys, because those crazy sharp teeth and whatnot, naturally. I wonder if they emphasize how sharp the teeth are and stuff for the bleed. Oh, shit, look at that. Oh, damn. Definitely not like the T-Rex's teeth that are like a little bit blunt on the end. These guys have like freaking real meat grinders. They're so loud. They're so loud. Dude. Oh my God. That one right there is my favorite, though. It has like a really nice blue on the end of its face. That's actually my favorite. This is probably my favorite skin right here. I like all this blue. Its animations are really nice too. It looks like a big acro, though, or like a, not even a big acro. It kind of looks like a Rex with a different head, to be honest with you. I don't know what its size is compared to like compared to a T-Rex. But we'll find out. I think it's like a tiny bit bigger than the Rex. I'm pretty sure the Giga in real life, from what many thousands of you have said, is the Giga was a tiny smidge bigger than the Rex in real life. And then a lot of people got pissed off at Ark because, well, Ark completely overemphasized that. And, yeah. Oh, look at the Giga family. Everyone was so hyped. I can't believe they spent all the time on dev branch. Wait, is there ambushing in this? Hang on, let's see. I think there might be an ambush mechanic. Let me just see. Wait for this to build up. I'll know when I drain my stamina. Oh yeah. Look at that ambush mechanic. Holy shit. Ambush mechanic is a thing right now. You can see my stamina, it was draining down really fast. Look at that guy. And it's the fastest apex predator, so I mean that's also a great bonus. Like I like the idea of the Giga being the fastest. Oh, look at that. We're so fast. Holy shit, we zip around like crazy. Look at this. And then our super speed bonus goes away. You can see the camera even jerks back a little bit to let you know that your speed bonus ended. What's my ping? I only have 4 latency. Why the hell is Battle Eye being a dick? Why is it being a bag of dicks? Oh my god! Oh, holy shit! You gotta calm down. You gotta calm down, big guy. Oh, dude, I can't wait to have this on the live server. Oh, there's an aqua right here. You're just waiting to progress, little guy. It's okay. I completely understand your pain. Alright, guys, I think this is enough footage of the Giga now. You guys have an idea of its run, its ambush, its everything. Look at that. It just gets streamlined instantly. It runs super fast. That's great. Dude, this is gonna be like this is probably the best update for the Isle so far. Next to like the new systems that are coming into play. But you guys are about to find out about that right now. I'm gonna go ahead, play this clip. It's an interview between me and Dandi. He took some time out of his day to talk to me. He's actually been moving around a lot of stuff, so he's super busy because he's still moving stuff into his house or something. So he's got a lot of stuff going on in the background. So I'm incredibly impressed that there's so much stuff still being done with the Isle right now. But either way, guys, I'm going to go ahead, play this footage now, and let you guys listen to all of this. I'm either going to have the Isle playing in the background, or I'm just going to play some random game, because, yeah.
When I'm done Giga here, it probably won't be in the update until maybe 48 hours from now. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to shove everyone's progression much further back, because nesting should be done within the next week, which means when people die, they'll have a checkpoint and they'll be able to restart as that dinosaur as a baby. So that means people who die as an adult won't have to worry about instantly being reset. You'll just have a very big struggle on not dying again, but it is a second chance, which means the carnivore progression is going to get scaled probably double or triple of what it is now, to allow people who raise families, because of the difficulty of that, to exponentially get to the next dinosaur much quicker after raising about 2 generations. You should be good to go, which takes about 2 hours. And for some of the smaller dinosaurs, you could effectively get away with raising 1 young and you'd be fine. The carnivore, the main reason for it with the carnivores is so people who run around as like nomadic hunters by themselves, or like groups of 2 to 3 or 4, if you don't anchor yourself to a nest, that's fine, but basically your complete autonomy and ability to move around the map and hunt herds, as opposed to when they're passing through, but to track them down throughout the entire map, means if you're not going to anchor yourself to one point, that should be the drawback, is when you die, you go all the way back down to the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
So, and that being, if you have a group of 2 or 3 more, if you die and someone brings you back with a nest, well, you're no longer a nomadic hunter. They've just anchored themselves to a position, because they aren't really going to be able to travel long distances with you. So that's going to be the big trade-off there. But
so will it take longer to progress and shit?
Yeah. That's the point. The point of all this being is that it's going to take longer if you're a solitary hunter, because you only have you to worry about. If you only have you to worry about, the circumstance and skill is pretty much all up to you. You know, I understand everybody gets unlucky here and there, but it's a situation of if I were to invite you to my nest and you accept, I'm responsible for you. I'm basically playing for my survival and your survival. I need to make sure that you don't die. That if I go hunt, you're safe. You don't get eaten while I'm away hunting, or if I bring you along hunting, so to speak, that you're in a safe spot for that small period of time. And when I have food, either you come up and get food from the kill, or I have to bring it back to the nest and you can get food from the nest, yada yada, all that good shit. But the point is that when you're playing for the survival of other people, when they grow to adult, you get an extreme boost of progression points. It's a lot more than what your standard would be. You're an example being if a dinosaur takes an hour to grow, you'd be getting more than 60 progression points. You'd be getting like 120, and that's why when everything's tripled in the time of how long it takes to progress up, you effectively are still keeping pace with that. You're only really having to rear 1 to 2 children, so to speak, to kind of stabilize your own population.
Oh, okay, all right.
And you can move on. So, but otherwise, if you were to progress in the natural state of things as a carnivore, it's just 2 to 3 times longer now.
So will that come in with the Giga update, or?
This will come in the next few days, probably in 48, 72 hours, depending on how things go. Because I'm still moving a lot of stuff around in the house right now. But on the herbivore side of things, it's going to be a little weird for them, primarily because it's been so easy for so long that I'm sure everyone's immediately going to say that it's way too difficult with their update, because they're going to be back at the level of difficulty I feel as if carnivores have been at, which is their survival and progression points to get to the next thing is going to be exponentially scaled up as well. Like your shanty is going to be like 300 or so.
Holy shit, that's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points, but here's the thing. When you're an herbivore, it's going to be different on V4 than it is on V3. V4 is going to have spawn areas as opposed to like exact spawn points. Right now in V3, there's just blue plants everywhere, which is fine. That was the debug purpose of it, and we were just never really able to touch things. And I know one of the guys went in and wasn't aware that we can't edit LODs or anything for V3, and then decided to start doing work, which is why I think like one of those lakes has a I think it's triplets. Is that where it is?
Yeah, it's been completely taken over by trees.
Yeah, and I was like, congratulations, you're retarded. Don't do that again. That's what happens when people don't read the dev room. But there will be spawn areas, so you'll have a range of a few 100 meters of which blue plants will grow. But instead of it being 1 point, you'll get clusters of 5 or 6 plants that actually grow together over time, and they'll be worth about 5 points each. So you have a lot smaller plants that are worth, or not smaller plants, but more concentrated areas of plants as opposed to them just being spread out everywhere. And these numbers will be a lot less, but they're worth a lot more to incentivize people fighting over it. So it's a lot less common to find these plants. More importantly, when you do, if you divvy them up. So nomadic herbivores, it's great for them. And for the main style of play that we're trying to get herbivores to do, which is, hey, raise babies. It obviously it's the same as carnivores. It gives you a lot more progression points a lot quicker. But that's why for them, if they're only getting progression points for eating these plants or raising babies, and not everyone can go for the plants, you'll have a guarantee of juvenile dinosaurs running around. And because of the general surplus that you can expect of the herbivore population, it's a lot easier to raise them from young. They grow quicker. Well, I shouldn't say they all grow quicker. Most of them grow quicker. But anyway, the timer on them is a lot more lenient as well. So, for instance, the anti-abuse mechanic is that, like with carnivores, if you were to die as a baby, you have like a 2-hour timer basically before you can just like insta respawn as a child. So that way you can't just be like, uh-oh, try again. You don't want to have a consistent ability to basically feed other people, which is another thing that we get with the the care bearing crap that goes on right now. So with this timer, basically you get a chance to jump up tiers if you were to go from, you know, Velociraptor to a baby Giga, and you die. Well, you know, you're still back down at the bottom of the food chain. You know, you had a chance, you blew it. Oh well, try again in 2 hours or just play through. Um, but that being said, the herbivores have a much more lenient spawn timer because it they don't have a forced conflict lifestyle. Like when you're a carnivore, you have to fight no matter what. Whether
Yeah,
you're
there's
fighting
always
over
that risk.
food, yeah, you're gonna have to fight over food, or you're gonna have to fight to make a kill. Like no matter what, they have to eat something else. Like you can play as an herbivore and literally never run into a carnivore and you're fine. Like I've actually gotten, even in the old system, from, you know, Dryosaurus all the way up to Triceratops without ever running into a carnivore. And that's, I mean, it's fine, but you need a timer anyway because you're a prey item, and because you're a prey item, you know, like it's just one of those things. It's not immediate. You can't just instantly go back to what you were before, but it's a lot quicker. We're thinking like 30 minutes to an hour maybe. So that way you still have to play as something else, and you can't immediately come back through. But the main thing is that we're keeping nests right now to invitation only. So I mean, if you invite a random and they tell a carnivore where your nest is, that's kind of your own stupidity. But that way, that it's not all open public right now for that exact reason. I'm trying to keep it as difficult to be used for griefing as possible, and it won't be perfect, but that's about the best I can do right now.
So from what I gather, start out as a Velociraptor, your friend's like, hey, I got a Giga, you want to be a baby? Yeah, sure. And then you spawn in the nest, and then you're basically the Velociraptor, but just for a very long time, and you have to survive until you become an adult Giga.
Yeah, well, what we have as well is, let me make sure before I say this. Right, so we have, a growth thing, and this is, I'm reading off the stats of the blueprint right now. We have the starting size percent, starting damage percent, starting health percent, the local growth correction rate, don't worry what that is, hatchling weight class, juvenile weight class, subadult weight class, and then adult weight class. Your growth time in minutes, your update rate, and your maximum local growth offset. So going through this, your starting size percent is just what percentage of size of the maximum do you start off as. Almost every dinosaur out there starts at 0.2. The exception being like the Portosaurus starts at like 0.1, maybe 0.05, and he's still big as shit. So the Giga would be at 0.2. The starting damage percent is at 0.2. The starting health percent is at 0.2. Basically anything that you do your starting size percent, you put everything else there as well. The local growth correction rate isn't relevant right now. Your weight classes update at 20, 40, 60%. And then 80 is what is considered your adult growth size. So your hatchling weight class would be at your 20%, which for Giga would be tiny. His juvenile weight class would be medium. Actually, no, I'm sorry. He would actually be he'd be a small, and his subadult weight class would be a large, and his adult weight class is extra large.
Okay, all right.
So the one thing, because of these weight classes, that's a little difficult for us to do, is that at these percent markers, there's just a spike in power, and it's just because it instantly changes his weight class. Like so to prevent localized or insane stats, right? Like let's say a Utahraptor is I shouldn't use Utahraptor, he's oversized in our game. So Austroraptor's of a decent size. Let's say he has 100 health, right? Well, that means Psittacosaurus is at like, what, 50 at most? Like, it's a tiny little thing. An Austroraptor shouldn't, like, instantly kill it. You know, I understand that it gets its jaws around it. It's going to die in a bite or two. But but it shouldn't instantly die. So then let's say its damage is 25, so 2 bites and it kills it. Great. But then you'll get into this thing where each time you're adding larger dinosaurs with different weights, it's like, oh, well, you know, if the Ostroraptor can do, let's say it's you just generic bite force, right? Like we were looking at the lion's bite force and then comparing it with other things and how it kind of increased with jaw power and all this other stuff. So we were trying to find a decent way to do damage. It's just like at a certain point, it gets really bad because we were looking at like the health stat of a T-Rex to be at like 25,000, and you're like, but a gunshot would, you know, to the right spot instantly kill it, even though it's got 25, because then it turns into Ark, where you're just beating the shit out of something for a year and a half.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, so we just did weight class and damages that can ignore it. Like gunshots, guns don't care about your weight class. Guns have the ability to insta-kill you in certain areas. And that's the problem, though. It's like a gunshot to the brain of a person is going to kill them. The gunshot to the brain of a dinosaur is going to kill it. Meanwhile, the human health is at 100. The dinosaur's health is at, for like the T-Rex, it was at 2100. You know, how do you justify that? So you have to have something where it's like the gun basically does a set amount of damage unless it hits you in certain areas. So it's fucking crazy. But like we needed to prevent away like the Ostroraptor with its 25 bite force. At one point in time it was 50. It's like we have to prevent it from killing a T-Rex, which is why I put in the weight classes. But we can't like slowly go from one weight class to the other. So it's like once you're at 39% growth after that 60 seconds and you tick, all of a sudden you're in the medium weight class. So that dinosaur that you could have killed 2 minutes ago because it was in the same weight class is now like fucking, you know, 100% harder than he was 60 seconds ago. And that's the problem. That's like the one mechanic that I personally have no idea how to fix. And I'll probably end up taking suggestions for, which I'm sure most of them will be hot shit. We all know that. But
so you will get more stats if you get to adult Giga. You'll get like more health, basically, more damage, more water, and stuff like that.
So take it of an idea as sandbox. For a moment, like sandbox is like even right now in progression, you start off at 100%. Whereas in the future, when you progress something, you'll actually be at 80% size as opposed to 100%. So you'll start off in your weight class that you're supposed to be. But with 20% reduced stats. So like a fresh Giga spawn isn't going to beat a Giga spawn that's been there for like an hour or two. So you can't just be like, I'm a Giga, I'm going to go fight things. Because if it's been alive for a while, because that's what's going to start off into the alpha and veteran, you know, gnarly looking dinosaurs. So my health is 2100 for the Giga right now. When I start off with him... What the hell?
Will its size get 20% bigger too as it reaches that 100% thing?
Yeah, because you start off at 80% size.
Okay, all right. So you will get you will physically, your model will get bigger too.
Yeah.
So then if someone starts out as a Velociraptor and decides they want to go right to adult Giga, all right, that's great. And then someone gets spawned in as the baby Giga. How much time does that person save going from the baby Giga to adult versus the guy that just progressed from Velociraptor to adult Giga?
Until I have the new values, I can't tell you. Because I need to look at the time for everything. Because all the reason like people aren't eating and stuff right now is because the food values are set at what I consider an efficient pace, where it's not like you're constantly starving 24/7, but you will have to hunt, just not with the current progression timers. So if I were to triple everything, you're looking at probably saving 8 hours. And I mean that's the thing though, is it's like if you basically you're looking to no longer, we don't need dinosaur genocide in the game anymore. unless you're truly trying to like wipe out a unit of population. Like if we were currently the ideals from what I've seen in games is if like I've even seen it in your videos. If you kill my friend, you wasted all of his time. Fuck you. We're gonna destroy you. As opposed to like we can bring him back. It's not the biggest loss in the world. You know, like just kind of, you know, eat the defeat and go try again. And like sure, you might start like issues with like rival dinosaur families or something. Maybe. I don't know how exactly players will act with it, but like if you, the thing is, it's like if you kill a member of this family, you know, in order to deal with the possible retribution, like it depends on the mentalities of the player. I don't know if it'll swing one way or the other. It means you're gonna have to kill that entire family, or they'll just go away. Like that, because if otherwise you're just gonna have like these funny little like fucking dino wars, which will be funny as shit, in my opinion anyway. Like I've gotten from the point that I've given up on trying to get this game for people to act like dinosaurs. That's one thing you should tell everyone. I'm writing something up because we will never get people to act like dinosaurs. It won't happen.
It'll never happen. You can't make people play a game in a certain way unless you really tie their fucking hands down.
Yeah, and like no one enjoys that. I can't realistically like try and tell people that I can make a fun game where you're like forced to act like a dinosaur. The only way you do that is with a simulation like Saurian, where it's like, you know, they created a 1-to-1 ratio of a fucking realistic ecosystem, and you play as like a very specific group of dinosaurs, whereas like, hey, you can play as everything. If I only allowed a certain set of dinosaurs to be played, I could very easily turn this into a very realistic style game with the way that people would act, but I already told people I wouldn't do that. So, you know, it's kind of fucked. But you know, it's not the worst thing in the world, because if you're even in a situation, I'll use the YouTuber group as an example. Like, if one of you were to make it, we're allowing asexual reproduction right now for the spirit of testing. We might. Well, I'm not gonna say we might. At one point in time, I know we're going to make it so you have to have two or more people at a nest, right? So basically, you would need 2 individuals to create an offspring, which is what I think would be better. It's more difficult, but at the same time, I personally, I don't give a shit. I think that's the way it should be. But as of right now, it's asexual reproduction. If you're by yourself, you can have one friend, and you know, single parenting, awesome, great. You're a teenager in the 2010s, so that's that. And you'll basically be able to raise offspring. Your nest will generate eggs over time, and then there you go. But eventually, we're going to try it with requiring 2 people and basically see how that affects things. So that way, you actually do have to find a potential mate, and we're not ever specifying the genders of dinosaurs. It's just going to be 2 of them.
Anyways, you guys, I think I'm gonna end that video right there. That interview had a ton of information, and hopefully you guys took home something from it. There's gonna be big changes to the Isle. Some people will agree with it, some people won't, but that, at the end of the day, I mean, the game will be what it will be, which I believe it's going to be an incredible game. Thus far, it already is an incredible game. I mean, look at the freaking Giga and the hard work that's going into the animations and shit. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like. It helps me out a ton, and I appreciate it an absolute dick ton. If you're new to the channel, why not consider subscribing? And I will see you in the next video.
I will tell you